Good morning, all. Welcome to this week's update for forecast. This is your host, Peter. And as usual, I'll be starting with my instrument, Dxy, and we go through the other instruments that we do weekly. What do we expect? I'm just going to stick with daily time frame today, and I'll be finishing my analysis on that. So what do we expect today or in the coming week? We've been seeing the push to the downside, and now we are seeing this correction. So what I expect is that, of course, dollar is still going to fall more, but I expect a much bigger correction here without this current up wave breaking this top. So I expect one more push up, a correction, or probably a correction and one more push up, and the price will begin to fall. So the area I'll be looking at price falling will be around this area between this zone here, 98,950 and let's say 99 and 50. So within that 150 or 200 points, we expect price to begin to fall without breaking this at all. That is what I expect from price. And yeah, if you want to get the coordinates, I think regarding this, as the first A and the B are this low, your 100 extension might just be where you get that reaction. So you can watch for 100 extension reaction to begin to sell DXY. Euro dollar. In as much as I don't want to encourage you, and I'm not calling you to sell this euro dollar. What you are seeing here is a correction, not a change of trend. It's a correction. So I don't recommend selling it, but I still see one more thrust down to break this low. That is what I can see here. One more thrust down to break this low. Breaking this low, you might see this move here as the first move of A and your B, and this I, maybe 100 to 1.23 extension to the downside. Around that zone, look for your thrust to the upside. So I will be looking at this area here. Price, I don't expect price to break the low of this area. I'll be expecting price around this area, between this region of around this area, the cluster of support here, around 1.16720 and 1.16580 area. So that area, I'll be looking for that pocket for the reaction to the upside. And USD. The market makers, they are trying to do a whole lot of consolidation around this area. This place is broken, and there might be lots of consolidation around this area. But of course, I don't recommend a sell as well. Price may want to push down the more without breaking this area. As a matter of fact, price may even pierce this area and come down to this zone. Price may come down to this zone. So if we see price coming down to this zone, we might take, opportunity to buy. But I don't recommend a sell at all. I don't recommend a sell. Nzdusd. Now this trade, what do I see? I still see price going further down. I see price going further down. Maybe this zone here, price may visit 56950 area, 56950 area to this area, 56700. But if you want to map out the zone, you can take this first wave here to the downside around this point, and your B wave around this area. You look for your A, B, and a C, maybe an 100 extension or 1, 2, 3 extension to the downside around that zone. If you get a reaction between here and here, if you get a reaction to the upside, we'll take another buy. USD JPY now. Yen dollar. Now, the price has resumed back bullish. If you are in a buy, you continue to move your stop loss. As if you are on my private Slack group, I continue to drop hints of when to move your stop loss, and if we need to add further position, I would be telling us. You can't chase price from here. Yeah, you can't chase price from here. It's almost breaking this top. We have to wait for the internal structure of this wave to complete itself, and then we'll now look for a correction, probably from here, from this base, and it's almost completed. I think it's on wave 3. Wave 3, we'll negotiate with 4 here and 5, and after that, once we begin to see the internal correction, then we can plan to add position to buy. I think ultimately we are looking at price in the zone of 159,700 to 160,200. That's where I think we're going to get a reaction to the downside between 159,700 to 160,200. We're going to get that reaction. So if I give us a daily, what do I expect now? Now, I think price is going to break this top here. Price is going to break this top here. The price will not break here. So I still see these as wave A, and the whole of what we have in the middle here as a wave B. That's what I still see, and we'll still see a wave C to the downside. And if you're not going to get a wave to the downside, at least minimum, we are going to see ABC correction to the downside, if it's not a wave C to the downside. But it's still possible. This might still be A with A, and this being a wave B, and this being a wave C. It's possible. So you are looking at A, B, C of that B, maybe at 100 to 105 extension to the upside around that area. I think around this area, we'll be getting a reaction to the downside. Euro yen. Euro yen. So the same thing applies here. This is still pushing to the upside. And of course, we are getting to a point that we might be seeing the reaction. Euro yen, I think, has broken the top. Yes, we have broken the top of this wave. Let's see the weekly time frame. What exactly we are doing on Euro yen. Yeah, this is what we are doing on Euro yen. So I still believe that we will still get at least minimum of this correction. So once we reach the top, we'll get at least, if not an impulsive way to the downside, or probably going to take the low, we are going to get a minimum of this correction to the downside, probably to cap this area before we go up again. So we continue to watch for what this wave is doing. We might be getting reaction around 187, 188 before we begin to see that reaction to the downside. So I believe now that we've done a 1, a 2, probably this looks like the 3rd wave, the 4th wave, and we are in the last wave on the weekly time frame. So on that weekly time frame, we need to break this trend support. Let me switch back to the daily time frame here. So all we need to do here, after this wave 4, the internal wave 4 here, what I mean is that this is wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, and we are pushing to the last wave. So it's almost completing an impulsive pattern here. So once we say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the upside, then we look for the ABC correction to add to our buy position. So if you are not triggered, if you are already having a buy limit, so just wait until. So once it's correct, it start the correction, we'll be able to map out the area to look for, a further buy. But at this point, don't join this buy, except you are in the buy from the low. Then the last but not the least, gold. On the daily time frame, gold is still bullish. On the daily time frame, gold is still bullish. And this is about breaking this top now, almost breaking it, but it's going to break this top. That's what I see. This might eventually give us an A, B, and a C pattern to the upside, probably at 100 or 1, 2, 3 extension. Without breaking 1,618 extension to the upside, we might see another big correction before we go up again. So this is still grinding up. That's what I can see here. On the 4-hour time frame, maybe price, I don't see price breaking this area for now. This will be a low for now. And yeah, this will be a support, the internal support at 4305 area for further upside. So with that, I've come to the end of today's or this coming week update. Do like, share, comment, send these links to, don't just watch this movie, this video, but do like, share the link with friends. Let's grow this community. Thank you. Bye-bye.